Hello, and thank you for joining us here at Redirecting. I'm going to be playing a video for you in which there's a white guy who is telling the truth about this country, the president, former President Barack Obama, the environment of this country, the racial environment, and the mindset of the people that live here. After I play the video, I will be right back.
Hi, my name is Frank Schaefer, a one-time religious rights activist in the 1970s and 80s with my evangelist, Father Francis Schaefer, and now I guess you would describe me as a liberal activist. Doing my bit in the resistance to the worst president this United States has ever elected in my lifetime, certainly. That includes Richard Nixon, and that is Donald Trump. But, you know, as we talk about impeachment and hearings and Russia and Putin and corruption, and the nepotism of his family, and Breitbart.com, and all these other people, let's not lose track of something. The only reason Donald Trump is president is because we had a black president, and the resentment of the white oligarchy and the racist and the xenophobic white evangelicals who designed an entire Christian school movement in the 70s and 80s to try to end-run integration. These people who followed people like the segregationist Jerry Falwell Sr., whose son now runs Liberty University, are reacting to the first black presidency. And their reaction was to elect the most unqualified president to replace perhaps the best president this country's had in my lifetime, the most erudite, the most educated, the most well-spoken, the best temperament we've had in a president that I can remember, a true leader. And it's almost like a parody of something like Paradise Lost or Satan's Fall from Heaven, whatever it might be. The reaction against this wonderful figure of President Obama, who endured an 8-year slow-motion lynching by the white mob, the oligarchs, the alt-right, the white supremacists, and all the rest of it. It's almost like a parody. You know, I don't even think Shakespeare would have cooked up something like this, to go from someone so luminous and so bright and so well qualified, but also just so deeply human, the good husband of a wife, a faithful father, someone who is there for his family. And instead we get this adulterous swine, this philanderer, this molester of woman, this person with criminal impulses who lies his way through life, this con man, this multiple bankrupt, this person who's opened this whole Pandora's box of a relationship with our sworn enemy in Russia, and the murderer, the mass murderer, and the assassin and killer Vladimir Putin, who kills his opponents, who jails them, who beats them. To go from Barack Obama to Trump is really mind-boggling, but it's only explicable by the depth of the racism. The magnifying glass that Trump's election puts on our country goes to show that, yes, indeed, 40% or so of the American public are uneducated, racist fools who occupy this white underclass that, by the way, is where all the so-called real welfare mothers live. White older males my age are the people who are essentially out there sucking up dollars from the federal system, from Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security and unemployment benefits and disability, huge amounts of white males on disability, in comparison to the productive black community that the whites like to disparage, who are forging ahead economically, and that in spite of the mass incarceration of the new Jim Crow, where male black men have been locked up on the dubious pretext of minor drug charges by the millions. to try to control that population out of black ascendancy into our culture. And so I just want to point out, as we struggle, as we resist, let's remember the truth of the matter. The entire fiasco of Trump is made possible by the resentment of white fools, from the billionaire oligarchs and people like Jeff Sessions and Mike Pence, all the way down to the know-nothing twits flying Confederate flags on the back of their stupid pickup trucks, roaring up and down highways. This entire stupid movement, this fart in the wind, which will blow away and be replaced by a multicultural, decent, fair society that will look at this moment with mind-boggling propensity, saying, what on earth was this about? Just remember this. It is a reaction to a first black president. And otherwise, none of this is explicable, especially the fact that the Republican Party continues to go along with this mentally unstable, unfit fool. Can only be explained by the continuing reaction and obstruction that they cannot get out of the habit of. They're still obstructing the Obama presidency, even though Obama is no longer president. Go figure. Thank you. My name is Frank Schaefer.
Now, as you've heard, this man has laid down some really hardcore truths about this country and the mindset that is present here in the United States. Okay. Now, from time to time, myself and others will do videos that are titled such as "White Man Tells the Truth" or "White Woman Tells the Truth" about this, that, or the other. And it's not that the truth can only be heard from them. It's just that many times when we speak these things, it falls on deaf ears. And so when you have those who are considered to be a part of the system actually exposing the system, we like to highlight that or bring it to light for those who just don't want to hear it from myself or others who look like me. Now, this man talked about the president and his racial attitude and just this country in general, things that we've all spoken for so many years, for so many decades, for a very long time. We have talked about our experience here in this country, and it is not all in our head. This is very real. There is some things that are happening in this country that cannot be ignored, but many times folks like to ignore it because they don't care about what others have to experience in this country, because for them, everything is a lot easier. I'm not going to say it's easy for all of them, but it's a lot easier than for many of us. Now, I'm not trying to compare a poor white person to a middle class or wealthy black person, because many times they'll say, well, look at all of your celebrities. We're not talking about that. We're talking about all of those who are on the same level. Comparing their poor to our poor, there is a huge difference. Comparing their middle class to our middle class is a huge difference. So we're comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. And many times when they want to try to debunk what we're talking about, they will compare grapefruits to pistachios. You see, I just wanted to share this with you all, and just leave your thoughts in the comment section, as many times we all have varying thoughts on things such as this. And so with that, I will say shalom. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.